perspective. Now this video is solely based on my personal experience, and I'm titling this video "College is a Scam." So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I have 4 college degrees that haven't amounted to anything. A lot of times when you're told about the importance of an education, especially in the Black community, y'all love to talk about how a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And a lot of baby boomer Blacks, you know, your grandparents and your great grandparents at this point, they love to talk about how important college is. Everyone needs to get an education. A college degree can open up doors. And of course, in theory, all of that sounds very beautiful, very motivational. But in reality, that's not necessarily the case. So speaking from a personal standpoint, I have 4 college degrees, 2 associate degrees, an associate's in liberal arts, an associate in general studies. I have a bachelor's of arts in sociology with a minor in substance abuse treatment, and I have a master of arts in social sciences with a concentration on women and gender studies, U.S. history and politics. And yeah, I just don't really see the point of going to college. I mean, because all I did was essentially waste years that I can't get back and go into massive student loan debt. I have over $45,000 worth of student loans. And when they tell you, oh, well, going to college is going to help you get a job, where? Because depending on your location and depending on the field of study that you went to college for, there may not be a job opportunity for you that's directly related to your field of study or even in your field of study. On top of the fact that your field of study and your location, look at the salary, because in Flint, the average hourly wage is like $13 an hour. And I'm quite sure the majority of us are not going to college and spending years at an institution and racking up massive student loan debt to only make $13 an hour. You could do that without a college degree. When I look at the so-called job opportunities that are in Flint, Michigan or around Flint, Michigan, whether that's Detroit, Ann Arbor, Lansing, they don't really pay that much in the grand scheme of things, especially when you owe over $45,000 worth of student loans. You need to make a lot of money to pay that shit off. And you making $40,000 a year when you owe over $45,000 of student loans is not going to help you. This is what I mean by they don't tell you the true story of college. Instead, they like to sell you this fairy tale, this facade, you know? I remember growing up, 10 plus years ago, 15 plus years ago, and we were being told, well, if you don't want to work at McDonald's, then you need to go to college. But guess what? Went to college and we're still not making any money, and in many cases, we're still working at McDonald's or what I would call service economy jobs, where they're low wage, little to no benefits, and no real incentive for growth. These are basically dead-end jobs. And many people are working 2 and 3 jobs to barely make ends meet. And this is with college degrees. So the lie and the myth that your life is going to somehow be so much better because you went to college. And you're going to have so many opportunities for decent paying jobs because you went to college is a blatant lie. Again, I think a lot of this depends on your field of study, your location, and also how much debt you have. Because if you have a lot of student loans, you basically need to make 6 figures a year or more to actually live and pay off your student loans. And most people are not graduating to lucrative job opportunities. Okay? And nobody is telling y'all that, and that's what's so sad about it. And like, here I am, 26, unemployed, with 4 college degrees, massive student loan debt, and it's depressing. It's depressing, and it really destroys your self-esteem, your confidence, and your outlook on life, because you did everything by the books. You went to school, you followed the rules. I didn't go and have kids out of wedlock. I didn't go and have sex with everybody that walks. I didn't go and, party all my life away. And I mean, I actually followed the rules, and it didn't get me anything. But massive student loan debt, severe anxiety and depression, not to mention years that have been wasted pursuing these piece of shit degrees. And yeah, you're gonna regret it. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Now, if I was to give some tips and some advice for people who are going to college or looking to go to college, I'm gonna give a few tips and hints. Number one, if it's not science, technology, engineering, math, then I don't know why you're going to college. All this going to school to be sociologist, psychologist, political science, history, English, you're not going to get a job with that. And it's not going to be, and if you do get a job, it's not going to be related to your field. And more than likely, it's not going to pay much. So to me, there's no point of going to school for liberal arts anymore. It's just not. 30, 40, 50 years ago, you could have an associate's degree in anything and be middle management. Today, you can have a PhD and be on food stamps. Just saying. It's just not lucrative and worth the investment in time anymore, in my opinion. Number two, apply for as many scholarships and grants that you can get, because college is expensive. What is really sad is that I had a full ride scholarship, community college, and I received 2 associate's degrees for free. And then I transferred to an extension of a bigger college campus in my city and received my bachelor's for around $11,000 to $13,000 because I only had 2 more years to complete. I actually followed, I was like, I'm gonna go to community college instead of going to a big university, and then I'm gonna go to an extension campus of the big university that's already in my city, so I really don't have to spend that much money and get caught up in stupid shit. But what I messed up at is, I'm gonna be honest, my biggest mistake was getting my master's. I should have never went back to get a master's because I graduated with, I had 3 degrees and had $13,000 worth of student loans. I could have paid that off, right? Which I have. I paid that $13,000 off, but it's the master's degree that screwed me. The master's degree was an additional $35,000 for 2 years. And it wasn't even 2 years. It was September 2015 to April 30th, 2017. It wasn't even a full 2 years. It was a year and a half. And I ended up with $35,000 worth of student loan debt because at the university that I was going to, they don't really offer many scholarships and grants for master degree or graduate school level work, which is very faulty and wrong to me, especially when we're required to have a 3.5 or better, period. We should have been getting some type of scholarships and grants for that. And then the scholarships that they did offer was like $1,500 a year. They split in 2 semesters, which is nothing. You have class. A class is costing you $1,500. So exactly. So I just don't recommend it anymore. I really think it's a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of energy. And you could be doing so many other things like trade school, like doing internships and externships, going into the Peace Corps. Hell, going into the military at this point is way better than going to college for the majority of you. I'm just gonna be honest. Anyways, let me know what y'all think. Leave your perspectives in the comment box below.